Hey guys, this is Dennis, the founder of Think Hero.
And I'm David Griffin, your resident comic book and video game guru.
And this is our review of The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 4.
Indifference.
Yes, or also known as the Let's Go Shopping episode.
Yeah, you gotta go get groceries. This is Walking Dead's version of how to get groceries.
Yes, the whole episode.
The whole episode,
basically, I mean, we only followed two groups of people. We followed Rick and Carol.
Yep.
And their trip to go find medicine in the suburbs, and then you had Tyrese, Michonne, Daryl, and Bob trying to find
poor Bob
finding medicine, you know, and that whole thing. But really, that's all the episode was.
Not a whole lot happened. I mean,
other than the ending,
right? And I don't know if they're being a little too literal with the imagery. The episode is called Indifference. Carol is indifferent to her, you know, murdering those people and saying it had to be done. Obviously, Rick, you know, we'll get to that later. Rick had his own opinion on that. But yeah, not really that much happened in this episode. They went shopping.
Yeah, I mean, Rick and Carol went to the suburbs to find stuff. And Tyrese and the rest of that group were still over. I mean, they were originally on that mission to find the, you know, the antibiotics and stuff like that. So with Rick and Carol, the whole time it was just the unspoken thing about how Rick knows that she killed Karen and David, and him not really saying anything about it, but Carol kind of getting not mad or angry, but she's just she's like nervous in a way, like why isn't Rick saying anything, you know? And of course, finally at the end, he kind of tells her how he really feels.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way, I kind of almost want to say it's a little hypocritical. They've all done bad things. They've all, I mean, Carol, because it was interesting when they showed Rick in the beginning. Now, he didn't see it happen, but they're in his head, he's imagining Carol stabbing the girl in the back of the head while she's coughing, you know, and there's, you know, she didn't even give him a chance, according to Rick. You know, they could have gotten out of it. But I think Carol did the right thing. This is an environment where you kind of do what you have to do, and they've all done that. It seems kind of crazy to kind of throw her to the curb, you know. I don't know. I don't know how Daryl's going to react to that.
Well, I think
that's his girl.
The question now is, what does Rick tell the rest of the group? When he goes back, and we're assuming that that Daryl, Tyrese, Michonne, and Bob get back to the prison, and at least some of the people will survive. What does Rick tell them about what happened to Carol? Because they'll be suspicious, like, you know, why is Carol gone? Did she die? Did she take off? Why would she take off? She was taking care of these two little girls, you know, which she had like this weird conversation with one of them at the beginning of the episode.
Don't call me mom. Don't call me mom. Yeah. I mean, that was weird. I mean, we were talking about this. We thought that Rick would just, you know, side with Carol and or at least keep it a secret. He might not agree with it, or like Carol saying, like, you might not like it, but just kind of keeping the down low so, you know, Tyrese doesn't go kill her.
Or he's going to go back and tell everyone the truth of what happens. And Daryl might not believe it. I think Tyrese will believe it.
Oh, yeah. He's willing to accept any truth right now.
Yeah, because he's you know, ready to, like, kill as many zombies.
Crazy. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's a loose cannon. Obviously, so with Michonne, and he won't like, why didn't you let go? But I like that moment. And again, I guess skipping over to Michonne's character, that we are getting more development with Michonne. That was, I think, the strength of this episode. Michonne's character, you know, and he asks like, well, how come you keep chasing the governor? And she's like, I don't know. She had to come to grips at the end. She does, saying, you're right, I need to stop doing this. I mean, Michonne has been better developed this season. That's one thing.
Yeah, she's a much more likable character this season.
Yeah, a little more depth to her. A little more depth,
And then, of course, we get the back history of Bob. And being, I mean, we already knew he was an alcoholic, but I guess
I thought he was going to get the books.
Yeah.
He's going to get the books.
So he got the alcohol, and he divulged it to Daryl, and then him fighting for the basically the bottle of alcohol.
He's got some
almost getting them killed, too, like, in the process. It's one thing if you want to almost get yourself killed over something like that, but getting other people involved.
I think there's an interesting scene in this episode. Sometimes the emotional overtones of the show, they kind of, I don't know, I think they're trying to like impact you a little bit. Like, so when Bob's in the shop and they're shopping as they did the whole episode, and there's the old man dying, or he's dead, he's already a zombie, and he looks at the picture, start playing like the slow piano music. It's very, you know, quiet, you know, just very emotional. I'm like, are you trying to like make me feel emotion? It's like, yeah, I get people have lost families. I've been doing this for what, 4 years now, you know, a few seasons now. It's like, I get it. Like, I don't know if they're trying to hit over the top of the head.
Yeah, we've seen it before, and also, you know, it's harder to feel sympathy for this already turned zombie character.
Just by looking at some pictures of people that I don't even know. It's like, I don't have any connection to those people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I just didn't. I don't mean to be cold, but I just didn't feel anything in that moment. I feel like it was trying to tug something out of me there.
No. And then back on the Rick and Carol side, when they're in the suburbs, they find this young couple that wants to join their group, and Rick makes the decision to let them in.
He asked the 3 questions. Yeah.
Even though they probably weren't the best suited. I mean, you could tell by
they're on drugs or something.
Yeah, they were like stoners in the post-apocalyptic world. I don't know where they found all the weed, but but yeah, it wasn't the smartest decision he's made, and Carol is kind of questioning that. And of course, you know, that one you could maybe feel a little bit more for these two characters, and then later you find, you know,
and you feel real bad for him.
Then you see the leg, and I just assume they're dead or turned to zombies. Well, that's what I assumed.
They didn't seem that crucial that we would need to see them again. You know, I mean, obviously her leg was off, but I mean, let's say the guy's still out there. I mean, I don't think they're that crucial to the story. No. That's the thing. I wasn't sure this episode was trying to tell me. I mean, if it is just like the title says, indifference, and that Carol is indifferent to murder and indifferent in like how we've lost our humanity, I think this show has done that enough to tell us that. Like, yeah, like the governor showed us, people do dark things, people do crazy things to stay alive. Seeing Rick and his people do that over and over again doesn't really do anything for me on an emotional level.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting, you know, there's a lot of things that are repetitive, and then also just elongated. I mean, in terms of this episode, you know, it could have been like a 20-minute, 30-minute episode for how much stuff that actually happened, which wasn't that much. I mean, we didn't even see anything in the prison other than the very beginning. And then the two groups really were basically almost doing the same thing at different locations.
Yeah, it's not I mean, I guess I got to give credit. I think the actors do a good job pulling off Carol's character. Even that little conversation in the beginning with Lizzie, little girl, and Carol. That was great acting by both. The child actor did a great job, and you know, Carol did a great job. But it's like I get the point. It's like we're in this world, morality's blurred. We have to make tough decisions. You got to kill when you got to kill. It's like, yeah, I get it. Like, I don't need to hear that again. Like, I need something more. I think
we
with the
need
story.
new situations, new dynamics, and how people interact and deal with it. That's why, you know, towards the end, okay, we get something with Rick and Carol. Now Carol is kicked to the curb. Rick gives her a bunch of supplies and says, okay, get the F out of here. Who knows? Maybe that's the spin-off show, you know?
Carol on the road.
Hey, she takes the car, heads west to the West Coast.
And music, little cruising,
and that's the spin-off show. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think this is the last we've seen of Carol.
No. She'll be back. She'll be back. It just took a while to get to that point of her exiting, but yeah, I think she'll be back. I mean, that was, I guess, maybe the highlight of this episode was Carol getting kicked out. That's going to be the buzz. That's going to be the talk. You know, she'll be back.
And then now, as Michonne's like accepted that the trail has gone cold as governor, you know, the governor's going to pop up.
Yeah, now he's going to once she stops looking for him. Yeah,
he's going to pop up soon.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. I mean, there's nothing really much more to talk about in this episode.
No, this is what happens when The Walking Dead has to go shopping.
Yeah,
bad things happen.
I got a bunch of tweets and Facebook messages from people as we were watching the show about like, man, I don't know if I'm into the show anymore. This episode's really slow, and I heard a lot of complaints about this episode. So let us know what you think. Were you bored by it? Or are they getting too repetitive? What do you think? You can post your comments below on our website, thinkhero.com, or on our YouTube channel. That's Think Hero Pro. Make sure you subscribe to that.
You also come chat us up on Twitter. I'll talk to Dennis and I about anything Walking Dead related, other TV shows that are filling your Sundays. Come chat with us at Think Hero. I'm at Griffin DE.
And we have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/ThinkHeroFans. And make sure you like that page. And spread the word, you know, share our videos.
Just a like, thumbs up.
Tweet our videos out. All right, guys, thanks.